Gymnasium for today's semifinal round of the 57th Annual Teachers Credit Union Bi-County Basketball Tournament. Now speak to starting lineup for today's JV Boys contest, beginning with the guest team on the scoreboard, the Argos Dragons. Starting one guard is 6' junior, number 11, Nate Manikowski. Starting the other guard is 6' sophomore, number 31, Noah Van Dyne. Starting one forward is 6' junior, number 15, AJ Mills. Starting second forward, 5'11", sophomore, number 35, Jackson Kindig. Starting third forward, 5'10", freshman, number 55, Ben Zom. Argos Dragons are coached by Ian Kindig. Now speak to starting lineup for the home team on the scoreboard, the Triton Trojans. Starting one guard, 5'11", freshman, number 5, Dante Workman. Starting the other guard is 6'3", sophomore, number 24, Jacob Pitney. Starting one forward is 6'2", sophomore, number 10, Jaden May. Starting the second forward, 5'10", freshman, number 14, Caden Large. Starting the third forward is 6'4", junior, number 22, Evan Bryles. Triton's coached by Taylor Long.
Welcome everyone. Andy O'Hara alongside Kenny Barnhart and the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network as Argos and Triton get ready to kick off this semifinal game. As the boys look to get battled here, the 5 out there for Argos, number 11, Nate Manikowski, number 15, AJ Mills, number 31, Noah Van Dyne, number 35, Jackson Kindig, and number 55, Ben Zom. The 5 out there for the Trojans, Jacob Pitney, Javen May, Evan Bryles, Dante Workman, and Caden Large. As Caden Large will kick it to Workman, Triton starts off the ball here first. Workman working left now. Pitney frees up to the top of the key. Now kicking on over to Javen May. Down to Pitney. Finds Workman up and in. Dante Workman strikes first as the Trojans are on the board. Manikowski with it, kicks it on over. As Van Dyne will feed it back here near side to Mills. To Zahn now in the corner. Trying to feed it down to Kindig and does. Kindig leans into that one and answers right back. Full court pressure defense now by the Dragons. Now to Workman. Cross court on over to Bryles. Can't corral it. And here comes Mills and takes it away. Manikowski bringing it up. Reversing it back on over to Van Dyne. Now to Mills. He'll drive against Javen May. Fades away on the baseline. Side iron no good. Tipped around. Javen May tips it to Bryles for the rebound. Workman bringing it up the floor. Finds Bryles top of the key. Go to Javen May. It's Workman now. On to Pitney. Caden Large on the left side. Now down to Workman on top at the free throw line. Feeding it down. And Mills is right there as he takes that one away. Still knotted up at 2. Works with the screen right for Manikowski. To Kindig. To Zom now on the near side. Van Dyne kicking it on over to Mills. He'll put on the floor and drive against May again. Leans into that one. Back iron no good. Rebound to Caden Large. Large working left, picks up his dribble, feeds it to Workman at the free throw line. Leans into that one. Out the front iron, no good. An empty trip for the Trojans. So 1 of 2 inside the arc in their first couple attempts here. Manikowski fighting through. We're going to get a foul on the baseline on the Trojans.
So it's going to be number 5, Dante Workman, his first, team's first.
And Argos' bench is going back to the locker room. Coach Kindig must be say, hey, where's this at?
Yeah, took all 3 of them to go get it.
Platoon meeting. And a foul coming here on Argos. As I want to be on Zom. Boys are early morning this morning. Like Orion said, I just feel like we just stayed the night up here and just we're back.
So you get up and did a few things and got home to get things switched around, and then, yeah, you guys was up and early. And
we went to breakfast, though.
I went to work for a little while.
Large here on the right wing. Back to Workman. To Javen May. He can try a three from the corner. Off the iron, no good. Pitney with the offensive board, kicking back to Workman. He'll fire a three straight away. Back iron, no good. Briles goes right back up with it and good. That was a good sequence there for the Trojans, cleaning the offensive glass. Had to get our masks. Manikowski's that one tipped away by Workman. They're fighting for it, losing visual there in front of the scorer's table. They say it belongs to the Trojans. And I believe a timeout. For Argos. So as we said, kind of get things squared away and worked.
Be a long day.
It's going to be a long day.
Long day of basketball.
Running this monitor up here might be causing some kind of electrical issue because I've noticed it flash up here and it flashed down there and it flashed on the screen. So,
uh-oh.
It didn't do that during the girls' game, so I'm guessing I threw the
since we got the
monitor into the
extra
mix.
monitor.
Plus, we got an extension cord plugged into an extension cord plugged into a battery
Just don't tell the fire marshal. We'll be all right.
Unless that was not a turnover.
Manikowski's got it. Goes back to Zom. Feeds it to Mills on the far side. He'll drive. And a travel call as he went a little too far. This momentum couldn't quite get stopped in time. The Trojans take back over now the full court pressure defense. That's what Kindig calls for his defense. Now finds Briles in the middle of the floor. Briles scanning the area. Now to Javen May, gets it across and trying to set things up on offense. Pitney into Workman in the corner. Three-pointer on the way. Can't get that one to go. Tipped around. Van Dyne tips it to Pitney. DeMay, Caden Large, he'll drive the baseline. Feeding it down to Briles. Banks open for Evan Briles. Briles averaging about 12 points a game here in his JV contest this season. Manikowski throws it at the basket, no good. Workman comes with it, feeding up the floor to Pitney as Workman and Van Dyne collide. We'll get a foul on Argos, I believe.
Van Dyne's going to pick up his first Argos. That'd be their team second.
So Caden Large goes to inbound there from the far sideline. Workman starts in the backcourt. He'll bring it across the half-court line as Taylor Long calling out his offense. Down to Briles, kicking out to Workman with too far out in front of him. And Triton turns it over. By our count, the third turnover this morning here for the Trojans.
Looks like we're battling the clock again.
Yep, I just noticed that.
Van Dyne with it. Goes on over to Manikowski, knocked away. Jacob Pitney. He'll take off into the fast break, goes up strong, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for two.
So Noah Van Dyne's going to pick up his second.
Imagine he's going to sit for the rest of the first quarter at least. Pitney off the mark on his first free throw. Number 21, Nick Grove will check in, the 5'5 freshman. As Van Dyne will take a seat. Is Pitney to go again. Second free throw tickles the twine there. And Triton opens up to a 5-point lead. 2:25 to go in the first quarter. Argos with the ball, now on offense. Down to Zom. Feeds Mills. Pass intended for Manikowski. Argos fights for it, and Zom comes away with it. Workman trying to draw the charge there. Now on over to Manikowski. Three-pointer on the way. Can't get that one to go. Tipped around there. Zom feeding it underneath the Mills. He goes up strong, then he'll draw the foul on the Trojans.
So Jacob Pitney's going to pick up his first foul.
Kindig has a quick word with Manikowski here on this before this first free throw. A.J. Mills to the line for 2. Off the mark, no good. This is their first trip to the free throw line here this morning. Of course, be nice. Later on this evening, we'll have the crew back to full strength.
Yep.
All in person.
Cade
Mills
makes
off
it
the
up
mark
here.
on that second one. I talked to him. He says he'll be here. Pitney top the key, works on over to Javen May. Pitney on the left wing. Finds Workman at the elbow. Down to Briles. Nice pass and feed by Dante Workman to Evan Briles.
He's got six of the Trojans' 9 points in here in this first quarter.
Out of Kindig. In the corner to Grove. We're going to foul on the Trojans, I believe.
Looks like it's going to be on Caden Large, number 14. His first, team's third.
Manikowski now going to work against Javen May. On to Grove into the corner, tipped by Pitney. And he'll stay right here with a minute 15 to go.
I wonder if the JV players out there, most of those was already dressed up for last night's varsity. That nice close contest, get that momentum and all that energy from last night's game. We hope it carries over here this morning.
Oh, absolutely. And they all got to experience that. That was kind of a nice game to be dressed and sitting on the bench for, to learn from this group. Manikowski tries the contested three, a tip there by Javen May. As Workman goes and loses it, and we'll get a blocking foul coming here on Argos.
So Manikowski's going to pick up his first.
And let me get this straight again. JV players that play today are still eligible to play tonight as long as they didn't
Play last night.
Yeah.
If you get called up, you can't go back down, basically, is how that works.
So Caden Large is going to pick up his second here in this first quarter. So
And Ben McFarland will check in, number 4 for the Trojans. On to Mills. Manikowski. Back to Zom. Feeding to Mills. Up and no good. McFarland trying to box it out. He'll knock it out of bounds. Oh, they'll say it went off on Argos. As Grove might have knocked it away. Javen May with the ball now. Working in the corner. He stepped on the sideline. Oh, they got a timeout. That was close. Taylor Long smelled trouble, but
yep.
I'm looking down there, man. That was it was awfully close to the line.
Got right there in that corner trap. And
kind of no man's land. Place you don't want to be.
And
hey, I ran the clock and everything this morning. There may have been a few different miscues. I may or may not have.
Well, and that one, it's sometimes hard, too, to get figured out home and away and everything else to.
Clock's still bouncing back and forth, but.
What? It's not doing
Well,
it
it
here.
just said 4.1. Now it went 45.1.
Oh.
Yep.
There's not a whole lot we can
No.
do
Now
about
see, he says that.
Unless you think it's shaking, we can try mounting it over here. But
Yeah, I think you're going to get more shaking there than we. The other one, once we get it tweaked about right, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I just did it there.
Yep.
Didn't have that problem at all. Or if it's picking up that first, that's the problem. Workman now with it, goes on over to McFarland. So Taylor Long draws up here for his offense.
Keep away.
So milk the clock. Here comes the double team now to McFarland. In the corner to Workman. Feeding it down to Briles. Nice pass and finish from Workman to Evan Briles. Manikowski crossing it over, splitting the defenders, and runs out of time as that'll do it for the first quarter. Triton leads 11-2. Talked about Workman. 22 assists, average about a little over 2 a game. Him and Pitney both tied in that regard, following the Culver game, or the LaVille game the other day, I believe. These are up that close to being up to date. Oh no, it was late last night trying to get all this stuff ready to go. Although no kids, it was quiet.
Biggest thing is for us, didn't really prepare a lot ahead of time because so much was changing throughout the whole week.
Well,
you get one thing done, and then an hour later, well, that game's canceled. So now they're moving on, and so yeah, it was a little bit of a challenge.
As we said, after this, we the JV Girls Championship. Watch New Prairie and Bremen will play in that one. Also in the girls varsity night will be New Prairie and Bremen.
Yep.
And then the winner of these two games is, I believe, Glenn and who's in the other Glenn? Glenn and somebody for the JV over there, isn't it? Is it New Prairie?
I think so, because
because Oregon, yeah. So New Prairie and
they're playing the other semifinal game right now in the auxiliary gym.
the winner of those two games will meet following the girls JV championship here in the early afternoon. So Manikowski, Zom, Van Dyne, Grove, and number for 45 checking in. There's a shot by Manikowski, drops is Juan Morate. Moriarty, I don't know how you say it. I didn't hear him say it. Orphan gets tripped up.
So Noah Van Dyne's going to pick up his third.
For 53, Hunter Xavier is going to check in. Probably for Van Dyne, following the next dead ball. Now to Javen May. And to Pitney. McFarland knocked away by Manikowski. He'll take off. Strong up and no good. The Van Dyne comes in but throws it out of bounds.
Substitution number 53, Hunter Xavier.
So Hunter Xavier will check in. Now to Pitney, up to Workman. Workman flying by, stops in the corner, cross court. Javen May all by himself for three. Up and no back iron, no good. Ivan Briles with the offensive board. Goes up strong with the front iron, no good. Javen May there's is to bring it back. They're going to get a foul call, I believe, on Argos.
Foul number 45, Juan Morate.
Juan Morate.
Yep, his first. Team 6.
The fouls are switched on our scoreboard, I believe. Says we have 6.
Oh.
Pitney, corner three. Puts it in. Jacob Pitney.
Let's do it.
Manikowski goes to Grove. Hands off to Xavier. Jacob Pitney reaches out and takes away, but loses it up the floor. And I'll stay right here with Argos.
We'll get all the bugs figured out before the championships.
Yeah. Yeah, when we do the other teams, we got to remap a few things to get when we don't call a Triton game.
Just a little bit of tweaking here and there. Manikowski dropping it down to Mills in the corner. Ripped away by Javen May. Workman in transition. Takes off, splits up and goes, loses the ball the way through.
Ooh, we got a player down.
Marate's down. Workman was trying to help him up, and they finally call an official's timeout. Which means Kindig's down.
And he's back up.
Yep.
Xavier checks in. Manikowski. Grove down the left wing to Mills. Feeds it right back to him. Mills will drive against Workman. Ripped away by Javen May. Pitney now up the floor. Goes to Workman. Down to Briles, big man. Goes up off the glass of good for Evan Briles.
He's got 10 points now.
Manikowski with the runner off the mark. Workman fights for the rebound and rips it away. Workman up to Pitney, it's up and in. And a full timeout for Argos. Dante Workman with another assist, and Jacob Pitney running the floor well off ball. There to catch that one and put it up and in.
Yeah, I think they're still fired up from that last night's win and carrying it over here. So just keep on going.
And I wouldn't sleep on Argos. You know, Coach Kindig has done he was a great player. Mm-hmm. He's going to develop into a great coach as he's down there having a word with his guys, just trying to get them to focus. You know, these early morning games are not, it's out of the norm.
Yeah.
You're used to going to school all day like you always say, and then you play that. Then you play in that evening, but then in the morning you get up and you got to get around. And usually Saturdays these boys might be doing some practice shoot around, and now you're playing in the game.
Yep, had to get around, get up here.
Hopefully they weren't up all night playing video games.
Remember those days? I don't do that no more. However, there's a TikTok I need to show you in a little bit. I told Michelle this is actually going to happen one day, but I know she's not listening, so I can say it. I don't think she's allowed to listen to broadcast. It is. Even though she works for TCU, I don't think they'll allow her to watch it in the lobby. So Argos coming up the floor, following the timeout. We'll see what adjustments are made. Works with the screen right. Manikowski with the up fake. Feeds it to Zom in the corner. Zom drives. Xavier into Grove in the corner. And then Javen May, we're going to get we get a foul call.
So Dante Workman's going to pick up his second.
Foul number 5, Dante Workman.
Manikowski back to Mills. It's back to Manikowski. He'll try a three from the right wing. Back iron too strong. Javen May gets it knocked down as Manikowski gets the rebound. Manikowski shoots that one off the mark. Kindig winning a foul call. Both coaches questioning all the contact on these calls. May, nice feed down to Briles. Banks open for him.
Well, Argos hasn't found a way to close the bank, that's for sure.
No, sir. Briles is just dealing it. Groves in the corner. Pitney's there for the rebound.
Yeah, Argos just 2 points in that first quarter and just another 2 points here in the second quarter.
Javen May for three. Can't get that one to go. The board there for Mills. Javen May right back on defense in a hurry. In the corner, Grove, he'll try a three to answer back. Can't get that one. Pitney again for the defensive board. Up the floor, Ben McFarland puts on the brakes. Kicks it back, Workman, transition three on the way. Can't get that one to hit. Drop. I think the Dragons take back over.
I don't think Ben realized how open he really was when the defender went by. He could have just put that
went right back up. I think he smiled. I think he knows it now. Manikowski leads it down to Mills. Zom up on in as Argos answering back. Back to Pitney. See the Trojans trying to break this fast break again, or this full court pressure. A foul call on Argos.
So number 21, Nick Grove, he's going to pick up his first, team 7th.
Dante Workman to the line for Triton.
This will be Triton's second trip to the free throw line here this morning. So Morate will check in for Zom, who just got that last basket for Argos. Workman shot, catches and drops in. Santi looks back, he's like, oh, I knew it was going in. Yeah, where you guys going? I knew it was going in. Workman to go again. Second one. This time doesn't get the drop. But there's Javen May to get the offensive board off the free throw. May trying to get freed up, finds Briles. Briles kicks to Pitney in the corner. He'll try a three. Can't get that one to go tipped around. It looked like it hit the score clock. Back down to Briles. He'll drive. Goes up strong with it. Can't get that one to go. Workman with the offensive board. Kicking back to May. Cross court. Pitney again for three. Can't get that one to go. Briles boxing out another offensive rebound for the Trojans. Leaning into that one. Puts it in. Trojans average about 12 offensive rebounds a game on for the junior varsity. 114 to 87. It's a good rebounding team. You saw Javen May getting rebounds, saw Evan Briles getting rebounds, and Workman. Good sequence for the Trojans as Argos looks to answer back here. See if they can get things going. Manikowski on over to Grove. Morate, he'll go right back now to Manikowski. Xavier with it. High pass, Manikowski can't get there. The Dragons turn it over. So Workman now to bring it up. Final minute here of the first half. The Trojans lead. Winner gets a spot in the championship just a couple hours away. Workman kicks to McFarland. He'll drive. He thought about it, leans it, pushes it over to Pitney. Back to McFarland. Thought about the three. He'll drive. Kick out. Down to Javen May. Down to Briles. Morate knocks it away. Good play there by the Dragons. Grove hits the ground. And got a travel call, I think, because he rolled over.
Yeah, if he hadn't leaned up, he'd probably been fine.
And I like what Kindig's doing here. You know, he's just kind of letting them play out because I think there's going to be a conversation in the locker room. But, I mean, sitting there, you know, they're not quite doing what you want them to do. He's just going to kind of sit there and let them play out and do it their way. It's kind of that, as Javen May knocks that away, that Days of Thunder routine, if you will, is he'll let one guy go out and run the tires and sit doing it his way, and he's going to run 50 laps my way. Mills gets that one tipped and a foul call coming on the Trojans.
That's Dante, that's his third. You know, it is.
Like I said, I like the work that Kindig's done with these guys. And like I said, give him some time. He'll be a pretty solid coach. Great player for Argos a few years ago. That one goes in for Mills.
Nope, not what we thought.
That's what, okay. So Workman's going to get to play those three fouls with 21 seconds left. Mills, second free throw off the mark, and Workman gets the rebound. Workman goes to Pitney. Calling for it in the corner. Down to Briles. Fadeaway jumper in the lane, no good. Javen May tracks it down, puts that one up at the buzzer, and that'll do it. For the first half, the Trojans lead 23-7. Let's push the stats on over.
I think that one's running. It's a little slower on that computer, so it's going to take a little longer to get them pushed across.
You can say eventually.
Yep, and we got to get time. I did work on something a little bit this morning, so hopefully we can get them to sync.
Triton's freshmen are battle tested in morning championship.
It's true.
Game a year and a week ago, they played for the 8th grade Hoosier North Conference championship and won it.
Look at you pulling out the archives with.
I don't know. I wasn't there. Kenny was.
Yeah, I was down there for both games. Yeah, because we had double setup because they was running the 7th grade running in one gym, 8th grade in the main gym, and so it was. I didn't get that pulled quick enough. So Triton shooting 2 of 4 on their free throws. Argos 1 of 4, 9 of 15 compared to 3 of 10 on the 2-pointers. Triton just in behind the arc, not doing very great. They're 1 of 9 on their attempts, but Argos hasn't gotten any of them. They're at 5 to go. Turnovers 6 to 9 for Argos. Manikowski, Kingdig, Zalm all with 2 points, and Mills with single. Van Dyne there, the biggest thing on there, him with having those 3 fouls, and then the other one's just having a single foul for the Trojans. Bryles there, big 14 points there underneath the basket. Pitney with 6 and Workman with 3, but also Workman having those 3 fouls and then Large having 2, and then Pitney having the other single foul.
So that being said, we'll take a break and be back here after halftime right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell. This is our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Commissioner, we are in tournament mode right now. We are working hard to get ready before we know it. Winter sports tournaments will begin. We have the pairing show coming up Sunday evening, 5 to 7 on the IHSA Champions Network. But it's not just girls basketball. This is starting with the winter tournament extravaganzas that will be going on very, very soon around our state.
It is. I mean, this is where the excitement starts to build, and we're at that stage. And staff, I just walked out of a meeting with staff, and our primary focus right now is making sure that we're prepared to offer a great experience to our student athletes across this state as they enter tournament play.
Well, we've talked about it before, and I think everyone understands. If you're a kid growing up in Indiana, you're going to be playing in facilities that are the envy of everybody else in the country, quite frankly. You're going to be playing in some of the greatest facilities in the world for your particular championship.
We are, and the saying, nowhere but Indiana, and that's certainly true here. Early this week, we actually went down and visited Gamebridge Fieldhouse with our friends, the Pacers and the Fever, and looked at all the great upgrades that they've added to that experience not only for the participants, but also the fans. And it's just, they always called it the best fieldhouse in basketball, the best venue to watch, and they've only improved on that. And it's phenomenal. But Rick Fuson and Mel Raines and Doug Wykamp and their team have done a great job getting that facility ready, and we can't wait to bring our teams in there with wrestling, girls basketball, and boys basketball and give out that big walnut trophy.
Are we going to recognize the facility when we get in?
We are. It's got the feel, but it's just nice. There's just a lot of polish in that building, and I can tell you from a guy that set the bench once in a while, the seats are comfortable.
Right.
For the fans and for everybody that's going to be there.
Paul Neidig joining us. We're talking about IHSAA. I can't believe we're doing the pairing show on Sunday. I mean, I cannot, and you and your staff and everybody at the IHSAA are gracious hosts for Greg Rakestraw and me. But you know what this is like. You've been a principal, an athletic director, and you know the tension that is the pairing show and finding out who you're going to be playing and when and what's going to happen. And you've been through this in a real-life situation as a participant on the ground level.
I have been, and I still remember those days. Back when I played, we had to turn the radio on and let the tubes warm up before we'd get the signal. But, everybody, you sit around that radio and you just listen to those names be read off.
Right.
And who you're going to play. And, you're preparing all season to improve yourself as an athlete. That is the beginning of a different level of preparation. And now all of a sudden you start looking at your path to victory, your path to the championship. And so now you're preparing against opponents. And you're doing that a couple of weeks before the tournament starts. So, you know, you just kind of build an excitement the entire time, putting in the best plays that you have, the best, the best of what you have to walk through that tournament.
All right, so again, we're starting very, very soon with winter championships. We're going to have the pairing show, obviously, before we know it. We'll be there. And we want to continue to ask people to do the best they can, Paul, to make sure that these kids are able to play all the games scheduled and particularly the championships. And we need everybody's help to do that.
We do. It's so important. We've learned how important participation and opportunity to put that uniform on is for our student athletes. And, you know, we've got to make sure that we do everything we possibly can to make sure student athletes have an opportunity to participate, and everything that you can possibly do to be safe along the way dealing with COVID. You need to do that because it is a tragedy when kids don't get to participate, and I certainly hate it when a kid or a team is quarantined where there's something that could have been done to prevent that.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Andy O'Hara alongside Kenny Barnhart and the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network as the Trojans lead to start the third quarter 23-7. As Caden Large comes back in with those two fouls. Workman out there as well with Pitney, Javen May, and Evan Briles. Mills, Kindig, Van Dyne, Zom, and Manikowski, the 5 there for the Dragons. Now to May, as they work it around here. Triton putting up double digits in each quarter. Alley-oop, Tevin Bryles and in. As Evan Bryles continues to be a force down low with 16 points on the morning. Mills, nice feed to Zom, but blocked by Pitney. Manikowski with the up fake, feeding it back down into Zom in the corner. Nice defense by the Trojans to close him out. Manikowski to Van Dyne. He'll try a 3. Off the mark, and Bryles fighting for a jump ball call. That stays right here with the Dragons. Anna said it was too early for her to get up this morning. She looked at me funny when I said we went to breakfast. Yeah. She can't defend herself because she didn't have a headset on. Told you. Workman now on over to Javen May in the corner. Back to Caden Large. Large will drive, leaves it for Bryles. Bryles backing him down, kicking out to Workman with the up fake. Workman splits the defenders, goes up strong with it up and in. Nice move by Dante Workman to split the defenders to get in there. Manikowski now bringing it up. Now to Mills. Mills calling from the low block, back to Zom. Up off the glass, high, he'll draw the foul from the Trojans. Zom will go to the line for 2.
So Pitney is going to pick up his second.
To the line, shooting 2.
First one for Zom's off the mark. This is the 3rd trip today for them.
Yep. Argos just shooting 1 of 5 on their free throws.
That one drops on the second one for Zom. He's got 3 on the morning. Large up the floor. Goes to Workman. Out of May. Caden Large straightaway 3 on the way. Puts it in. Caden Large. To Mills now. Back to Manikowski. Argus looking to work it down. That one goes off the foot of Pitney. Kickball call. Uh-oh. They're ahead of the scoreboard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure. The clock's at least running.
Our stuff's right.
Travel by Bryles is the call.
Yeah, that's the next game.
Yeah, that's next. See, they must have heard you talking and had.
Oh, I think he's got it pulled up down there.
Did you send it to the right people for your file? I'm sorry, it's early. Manikowski's jumper on the way off the mark. Workman gets the rebound. Workman leading Pitney up the floor. Back to Workman. On to Javen May.
If you didn't quite catch, the in-house video scoreboard has the Lions playing the Cougars currently.
Oh, I keep forgetting no one else can see that. Oops. Workman off the mark as.
Shoot, was he behind that 3-point?
Yes. No, I don't think he was. I thought he was inside of it.
That's what I thought.
Workman now going to Caden Large. Nice cut by Caden Large. Good find by Workman. Workman with another assist on the morning. Van Dyne backing down Caden Large. Fadeaway jumper off the iron. No good. Zom with the putback. Too strong. Pitney there for the defensive rebound. Pitney now working up the floor, and he'll get a reach-in foul on Argus.
So Manikowski's going to pick up his second.
Kindig got a piece on that one. Mills was able to be there to catch the deflected pass. Manikowski with a 3. Puts it in. As Argos
shooting just 1 of 7 behind the line.
They're starting to work out the kinks a little bit. Workman.
Yep.
Trying to feed it to Large, just a little too far away from him. Might have been miscommunication on where to be there. Manikowski coming up the floor, hit a three-point on the last attempt, on the last trip down. As Mills will try one now. And gets can't get the bounce. Went out of bounds off Caden Large. It'll stay right here with Argos. Thought that one was going to roll in.
They just can't get that to fall in that.
Zom goes to inbound, up high, goes to Manikowski. Pitney there to guard him. Zom back to Kindig. Zom drives, gets caught. I think we're going to get a travel call on Wills. He kind of stuttered with his feet there as they got tied up, had to hit the brakes a lot sooner than he was expecting. And Workman now back up the floor. Back to Large. Caden Large with the run in the lane, draws the foul. He'll go line for 2.
So Manikowski's going to pick his third. Second Argos player had 3 fouls.
Shooting 2.
This will be Bremen and New Prairie next. For the girls' game.
Sure it's not right now.
It could very well be.
Bremen's liking that outcome.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Hey, we don't have to show up? Yeah, we'll take it. We're good. We're good. We're good. You boys just go ahead and play another game. We're good. Of course, then tonight, the Bremen and New Prairie will play for the girls' varsity championship. It'll be Triton and Glenn for the boys.
Rematch from earlier in the season.
Back to Manikowski. He'll try a 3. Back iron, too strong. Briles with the rebound. These are for Pitney as he brings up the floor. Pitney takes off, driving, picks up his dribble, kicks it back, and Manikowski takes it away. Manikowski to Van Dyne, but Caden Large deflects it. The Trojans shutting off the fast break. Back to Mills, he'll try a 3. Gets that one to go. So 2 of those 3-pointers dropping here.
Matching Triton. Triton's also 2 of 10 on their 3-pointers. But the big thing there is with Briles, 8 of 11 there under that basket for 16 points.
Mills takes that one away. Goes up strong with the right hand. Can't get that one to go. Briles with another rebound. That's a stat I'd like to see right now as Evan Briles is rebounding. As McFarland, there he goes, right back up and in. Penn McFarland. I think you realize, if I stop, there's a chance I can shoot again, and he did it right there. That was a good job there by Mr. McFarland down there. All smiles. Manikowski up, in and out. Caden Large gets the rebound as Pitney comes away with it. Pitney slicing through the defense. I think we're going to get a travel call.
I've seen enough of those last night.
You know, travels, carries. I don't think I've seen so many both ways last night. There was just a lot of those calls.
Calling it by the book.
Yep. Which I'm fine with. Need to call a little bit more in the NBA there. I mean, 5 steps is not I don't know. Zom fighting through it. We're going to get a travel call. That's one thing Grandpa talks about all the time as we talk about. He goes, because I watched the game the other night, I had to turn it off. He says, if you can't take 5 steps and it not be a travel. Pitney now working close to that half-court line. As Large hits the deck, as the foul be on Kindig.
His first, team's third.
Substitution for Triton number 5, Dante Workman.
Workman comes in for McFarland. 39 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Triton leading. But Argos coming out playing a lot better out of that halftime locker room.
Well, at least this quarter they matched their first half.
Improvement. There's some good pieces out there for that JV team.
Yep.
Need time to mature and learn the game. Got a good teacher down there in the coaching spot. As the Trojans have a good one on their end as well. Javen May now on the right wing. Back to Large, 5 seconds. Workman feeding May, but just couldn't quite get it right where we needed to.
Yep. Seen the guy cutting.
Substitution for Triton number 4, Ben McFarland.
McFarland will check in. Van Dyne, that'll do it for the third quarter. Triton leads 35-14.
I was going to put it up on the scoreboard, but they got it fixed.
Oh.
They did have the Bremen Lions up there and the New Prairie Cougars.
It's all right. It's early. Get it all worked out, so tonight it'll work just fine. That's how that works.
Uh-oh, screen's locking up. It's jittery.
But you guys now better keep talking. Don't want to get a copyright hit.
Yeah, because
I don't think I hit the mute button fast enough in the
I wonder if you were to
game earlier.
sing really bad to the song, if it would screw it up. It wouldn't catch it if you.
I could try.
do
No. I don't know if anybody wants to hear me sing. I think we're good. Oh my, we'll let Anna sing. We're gonna allow you to sing on the broadcast to help see if we get a copyright strike. We're gonna allow you to sing and see if we get a copyright strike. Why? You can do it. Triton turns it over out of the gate here in the fourth quarter. I'd do it, but I don't want to. Do you hear the way I sound? Oh, you'll be all right.
Oh, there came our copyright strike for the first game.
I told you there's going to be one. Manikowski back to Mills. Mills up, off the glass, no good. Caden Large fighting for it. We're going to get a foul call on the Dragons. I'm going to guess that copyright came from a timeout that I didn't realize the music was playing and was trying to fix something else. It's okay.
There's a big Manikowski picking up his fourth.
Looks like Grove will check in for him. Large gets it across the half-court line, working atop the key. Leaving it for Pitney. Now to Workman. Workman drives, goes up strong and can't get it to drop. Manikowski with the rebound. A foul on the floor on the Trojans.
So Jacob Pitney's going to pick up his third. Team's second this half.
So Groh will check in for Manikowski. Van Dyne with a nice move up, can't get it to finish. As Pitney gets the rebound, we're going to if that's on Van Dyne, that'll be his fourth.
Yep, so he's the other Argos player with 4 fouls.
Back to Large. Goes to Briles, cross court to Workman. He'll drive, runner in the lane, up and in.
7 points for Workman now.
Triton basket number 5, Dante Workman.
Mills will, is that a 3 or 2, guys? I would say it was a 3 off the mark. Workman to Pitney. Now McFarland. McFarland drives. The up fake. Finds Bryles. Deep 2 on the way. Can't get that one to go. Rebound. Ronte will tip it to Zom.
You know, Bryles could have a long day today. Turn around, play this championship game.
He's young. He'd be all right.
Then do a little resting and then get in there tonight for the Glen game.
They have enough time for a nap, power nap. Be all right.
We should have asked the Glen girls coach if the after party was at Fat Cats.
Well, hey, and if it happens again, I think all the cheesecakes need to be on Tony. I think he's got blocked by Bryles and swatted away by Workman. Double block there.
No bleachers are destroyed down there, though.
Nope. I'm pretty sure that one down there at
over Glen.
No, that was Logan's.
Glen
Sport.
too.
Glen too, but man, I think he put a. Whew, I'm pretty sure there's a dent in a couple of those bleachers. Goodness.
And gave a woman a scare down there at Logan Sport.
If she had one of them smartwatches on, I bet her heart rate peaked about over 300. Oh, my goodness. That was a rocket. Yeah, I think Cheesecake needs to be on Tony at Fat Cats. I'll ask him about that later. They maybe they're having breakfast. You never know. Now to Morante, into the corner, now to Kindig in the corner. He'll try a 3. Can't get that one to go. Rebound goes to Mills. Mills back up with it. Pitney's there to catch it. Pitney goes to Workman here on the near side. Workman driving, leaning into that one off the board, no good. Grove with the rebound. Xavier now goes on over to Mills. Argos letting their offense take shape. Mills tries a 3 back iron up high and tipped by Morante. Goes out of bounds, and they'll say it went out of bounds on Pitney.
It did bounce the cable.
It did. Xavier leads it to Grove. Mills now back to Xavier. Grove's has attempted a couple of them from beyond the arc. Goes to Mills as Argos letting their offense take shape. Xavier now back to Mills. He'll try a 3. Can't get that one to go. Javen May with the offensive rebound, and Argos fighting for it. And Kindig throws him to the floor, and a technical foul on the Dragons.
I was looking at my phone. I guess this is good thing I wasn't.
Number 35, Jackson Kindig.
Jackson Kindig called for the foul. And Javen May goes to the line. Off the front iron, no good.
Hey, he hadn't been to the line tonight, or this morning.
And the Trojans been working on those free throws to 50% as a team.
Not doing too hot this morning, 38%, 3 of 8. Okay, so we got to fix.
What you missing?
Well, with the technical foul, that's actually another team foul. So on our stats, we have 1 less.
Workman goes up. Off the mark. Van Dyne in transition. Morante back on over to Xavier. Mills will try a 3. Off the side iron, short of the mark. Gets his own rebound, short corner jumper, and back up on the baseline. No good, knocked away by Workman. He'll stay right here with the Dragons as that one goes out to the concession stand.
So Mills missed, and who was the other one that just missed?
Mills again.
Okay. Was those 1 of 3? I was fixing that tech. I know, both
Yes.
2s.
Both. One was a 3, one was a 2.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry. Isaiah Vaca checking in now for the Trojans. Xavier. Vaca called for the foul, I believe. And it's on him.
His first, team's 4th.
And Manikowski. Van Dyne, skip pass on over to Manikowski. He'll drive, stops, reverses it back to Mills. Back to Xavier, straightaway 3 on the way. Puts it in.
There's a big, Argos 3 of 17. Even if could have got half of those to drop. A little closer.
You'd be talking a whole different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
McFarland trying to go to Vaca. Stops it before he gets across. Finds a way to get to McFarland. Good effort there by Isaiah Vaca. Workman now working top of the key. Vaca, he'll try a 3 straight away. Can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Manikowski.
You knew that was flying before he had the ball.
Oh, yeah. Xavier lost that one. Regains possession, goes to Manikowski. A hot pass down to Marate. Sees him moving down the basket. Can't get it there. Van Dyne gets the board. Walks a tightrope. Manikowski off the mark. Marate tipping it back to Manikowski. McFarland hits the floor. Manikowski back up again. Now we'll get a foul call.
Foul number 14,
Caden Large is going to pick up his 3rd.
So the Trojans look like they're going to punch their ticket to a championship game here in just a little while.
I guess I got to see who we're going to play if that's been decided yet.
Substitution for Argos, number 21, Nick Grove.
So Glenn and New Prairie playing in the other gym. We could send the intern over to look.
We might have to because I don't see any score on here on the Twitter.
Thank you. See, she's not going to talk and make her work. Watch her stuff. McFarland now in the corner. Back on to Javen May. Back to Isaiah Vaca. Goes McFarland. McFarland spinning away from trouble. He'll drive off the up fake. Back to Workman inside a minute to go. Workman in the corner to Caden Large. He'll drive. Caden Large the free lane to the basket, up and in.
That game may be over with. We got quite a few people shuffling through that side.
Let's see if she gets over there in time. Workman's got it. He'll take off after the miss. Up to Javen May in transition. Gets the basket and in. One opportunity coming for him.
Basket is good.
So A.J. Mills going to pick up his 1st.
Number 15, A.J. Mills. Substitution for Triton, number 34, Tanner Whithoyo.
So Tanner Whithoyo will check in for Dante Workman as he's done for this game. So Evan and Travis are going to check in. As Javen May good on the N1 opportunity. So Amor will check in. You say that right?
Yep, Amor.
So Amor will check in, and Travis Barnhart will check in. Told Travis, I want to see a basket here.
Yep.
Manikowski.
I think they just dropped it back into a little bit of a zone. Come on, Travis.
Xavier now with it. Goes to Mills. Feeding it down to Manikowski. Whithoyo fouls him, I believe.
Basket is good. Foul number
called that on Evan.
Any more? Nuts. Manikowski gets that one to go. Up to Vaca, up to Ahoyo, losing control of it, rolling around. There's say went off on the Trojans. The clock. Manikowski will throw one up at the buzzer. Hits it at the buzzer for Manikowski. And Triton's going to win this one 42-21. Not sure who we're going to meet in the championship game. I guess we'll be surprised.
I think we'll keep the stream on, and I think they're going to announce it down there.
Maybe.
So with that being said, Kenny's going to push the stats. He'll read the stats in a moment.
What was the final score?
42-24.
24.
Looks like we got this synced here. So team stats there, Triton just 4 of 9 on their free throw attempts. Argos hitting 5 of 9. Inside the arc, 16 of 27, 5 of 28 for Argos. Triton 2 of 11 behind the arc, with the Argos shooting 3 of 19 and turnovers 16 to 12. For Argos, Manikowski led theirs with 12, Mills with 4, Xavier and Zalm each with 3, and Kingdig with 2. For Triton, Bryles with 16, Large with 8, Workman with 7, Pitney with 6, May with 3, and McFarland with 2.
So that being said, we'll hang it up here for this one. We'll start the other stream for the New Prairie Bremen JV Girls Championship. We'll be back on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.